Welcome back everybody to Combat Kenpo. Today we're going to be going over white belt kicks. You're going to have your front ball kick, your heel push kick, your side knife edge kick, and your rear heel kick. Alright? We're also going to be discussing the differences between kicks, which is you have your primary and you have your secondary. Your primary will be your quick, fast technique where it's going to snap in kind of like a jab, except with your feet. Okay, secondary is where is like a thrusting kick, a thrusting type kick coming from the rear. Okay, so there's lots to discuss here, so let's get started. So we're going to go back into a fighting stance. All right, so we're going to start with the primary kick, which is your primary leg closest to your attacker. You got your rear leg, which is the furthest away from your attacker. That'll be your secondary, okay? Because it's second to your attacker, okay? So let's begin with a front ball kick off the front foot. And these ones, we're going to be moving forward, okay, towards the attacker, closing the distance, okay? So what we're going to be doing is bringing that rear foot forward, bringing our knee up, and then we're going to turn our hip, point our knee out towards our opponent. We're going to fire that kick, drop it straight down again, and step back. Okay, and you also notice too, when I was drawing my feet together, I'm still on that 45. You'll see that in another video discussing stances. Okay, we're on our left neutral stance, feet pointed on 45 away, and we're going to still stay on that 45, bringing our feet together. Okay, now put our hands up to keep the balance, keep your elbows in, hands up. Okay, and when you fire your kick, to keep good balance, bend your ground leg. Okay, so your front foot comes up, fire that kick, and then drop it back. All right. So we're going to go on a count of 3. All right. Primary front ball kick. 1. Don't forget to breathe. 2. And then we'll power. 3. Okay. Next, we're going to do the heel push kick. Exactly what it sounds like. You're going to make contact with the heel of your foot, driving it in to your opponent. Okay, pushing him away. Okay, this isn't really more of a snapping kick, it's more of a push. Okay, hence the heel push kick. Okay, hands up, and with this one, your ground leg, you're going to bend your ground leg just a little more, just to really get low and dig that heel into your opponent. Okay, so we're going to bring that rear foot up. Foot comes up, toes pointing towards your opponent, okay? But this one, your knee's going to start high, drop low, you're going to sit into that kick, okay? And then you're going to drop back, all right? You bring your rear foot forward, heel comes up, or foot comes up, drive that heel in, and back. And notice I'm kind of doing like a pulling action. So in some instances, you're going to actually probably have the opponent by the shoulders, pulling them in. You grab them, and then you drop back. Okay? So we're going to do our 3 count. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Next, side knife edge. Okay? Another primary kick. Okay, same as the front ball kick, same as the heel push. We're going to bring the rear leg forward to close distance, and we're going advancing into the opponent. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring the rear foot forward, but this way, this technique, we're going to keep the hip, we're going to keep turned sideways to the attacker. Okay, and then when we go to do the kick, okay, I'm going to point out in a second, your ground foot, your heel is going to turn towards your opponent. So you get that little extra hip rotation, which gives you a little extra reach when you do this kick. And side knife edge, you're driving in the heel. Big toe up, little toe down. Okay? So what we're going to do, okay, we're going to bring the rear foot up. Okay, keep your front hand up for good balance. Keep your rear hand in. Don't throw it out back. That'll throw you off balance, okay? Bend your ground leg. Front foot comes up. Okay? And then as you kick, notice how my ground foot turns towards the opponent, and then we drop back. Okay? We're going to bring the rear foot up, leg comes up, and we're turned on the 45 away from the opponent. Okay? Firing in the kick, and then back. Okay? So we come up, bring our front foot up, touching the knee, throw a kick, and back. Alright? Rear foot up, knee up, still turn sideways to the attack. Boom! Drive the attacker away. Alright? So we're going to do a 3 count. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Next, you have a rear kick. Okay, now remember how I said before, your attacker, your primary leg is the one that's closest to your attacker. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to turn to the rear. Okay, and now this is going to be where my attacker is coming from. So this will be, even though it used to be my secondary leg, this is now my primary leg to my attacker. Okay, so what I'm going to do, same as when I drew forward to throw the kick this way, I'm going to draw my front foot back, and I'm going to bring my knee up, and then this way I'm going to drive my foot back, toes down, so you can tuck it right into a nice tight groin area. Okay, so the foot's going to come up, kick back, drop it back down, and back. Okay, now the other thing you want to think of is this is your front hand. Okay, so when I go to do that back kick, okay, I'm going to put my hand over my shoulder just to absorb if there's anything coming my way. A little finger straight to the eyes, if somebody's going to try and give me a little jab, a little punch over the shoulder, put up a little guard. Okay, kind of peek through my fingers. Alright, I'm going to be like, as I go to do the kick, just to kind of see who it is. You want to kick your friend in case he comes and grabs your shoulder. You're in kind of a hostile situation. You want to hit your friends, okay? You want to make sure who it is before you go through in your attack, okay? So, what you're going to do, throw your hand up, bring your front foot back, boom, drive that heel kick in, and then back, all right? I'm going to face this way, all right? So hands are up forward, somebody grabs the shoulder, all right? I'm going to reach up, I'm going to turn and look, see who it is. As I draw back, kick, and back. Okay, and face forward again. Let's turn back, kick, and back. Ready, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's your heel, or your rear heel kick. Alright, now we're just going to go over some secondary. Alright, so a good power kick is a good secondary and front heel push kick and a front ball kick. Okay, we'll also go over the secondary side kick, but that's more of a next level type technique. But we'll go over real quick in this video, and in the next video we'll talk about it more. Okay, so front ball kick, secondary. So we're coming off the rear foot. Okay, we're still bringing the knee up. Foot passes by the knee. More of a little, just braille, kind of letting your body know where your foot is without looking. Okay, you're just brushing it by, and back, and back. Okay, so you're coming through, knees up, front ball kick, brush it back through, and back down. Okay? Up, back down. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Heel push kick. Alright? Heel push kick, a secondary heel push kick, is one of the more powerful kicks. Alright? So, this one, you really drive in. Okay, you're going to still be holding on to your attacker. Okay, pulling them in and then driving them away. Okay, and when you're doing this, you're getting good momentum because you're getting that torque and you're getting that hip power generated right into that kick. Okay, so your hands are up. You're going to grab your opponent. Your knee's going to come up, and then you're going to bend that ground foot. Okay, so you can really sit and drive that heel in. Okay, so you can grab your opponent and back. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, next, side knife edge kick. This kick, as a secondary, as a white belt, it's kind of dangerous to learn at first until you learn the motion and the motion of the technique. All right, and this one you don't want to try and generate a lot of power in the beginning. You just want to actually get used to it. Okay, you want to get used to the way the technique is executed. Okay, because this way, secondary side knife edge kick. All right, you got to drive that heel in. Okay, and you got to get that good hip rotation. But you want to make sure that your foot, as you rotate your foot, you want to rotate on the ball of your foot because you want to be able to get that heel all the way around. This is going to be my ground leg, so it's got to be able to rotate around, okay? Because we don't want to come in with a kick and then my leg is stationary and you're going to torque your knee, all right? So, what you want to do is you want to practice slow and get the technique down, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to come up, same as the front ball kick, and then you're going to start coming around, rotating that hip. Just watch my hips as we do this. You're going to be rotating as the ground foot is rotating, okay? So, hands up, bring your foot up. As you rotate your ground foot and rotate your hip into it to snap in the power, the thrusting power of this kick, okay? Drive that heel in. And then by the time you're done, your heel's this direction, it should be pointing towards your attacker at your 12 o'clock, okay? So we're gonna bring our foot up, rotate, and back, okay? As you bring your foot up, rotate, and back, all right? Ready, 1, 2, and 3. Okay? And you want to make sure, like I said, practice the motion of it. Don't worry about the power of it at first. You want to get the motion of it first and get used to rotating on the balls of your foot. Okay? Because if you don't rotate properly, you're going to rotate the knee, or you're going to torque the knee of that ground leg, and it's not going to end well. Okay? So be very careful when practicing. Secondary, obviously, you're going to be, like we said, primary leg to your attacker. If he was coming from my rear, this would automatically become my primary leg. But now, my front leg to my 12 o'clock is now my secondary to my rear. Okay? So I'm going to come straight through. Instead of looking over this shoulder, I'm going to look over this shoulder. Okay? Except this one, I'm going to have a lot of power because I'm going to be able to rotate right into him. He's never going to see it coming. Okay? So grab you by the shoulder. Boom. You pin that hand. Stop that punch. Whatever it is over there that you need to, make sure it's not front. Okay? Boom. And back. Alright? So your hands are up to the front. Look over your shoulder. As you rotate,